Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. It's Mr. Joshua with another custom action figure review. Today I'm showing off to you guys my custom Punisher War Machine Marvel Legends figure. Just recently I found out that the Punisher acquires the War Machine armor after the War Machine guy, Rhodey, dies or some shit like that. I don't really know. I haven't read the comic, but I thought that was a really cool concept. And I know that Marvel Legends they just recently released the Punisher War Machine, but I don't know, I really like it. Just it felt too bland and whatnot, so I bought this guy about a week ago and did my own War Machine Punisher. So as you can see, what I did here was I crossed out the Marvel Avengers with a big red X and kind of marked this out with some gray paint, but I purposely left it pretty light so you can see Marvel War Machine, and then I added the Punisher. So I thought that's kind of cool. And another cool concept I added, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I added the Frank Castle head as an alternate head for the figure, as you can see right in there, which is pretty cool. I like it. Let's take this guy out of the package and see what kind of shit we're dealing with. Uh, uh. No, Mr. Frank Castle. Oh yeah. Here we have it. Custom Punisher War Machine. But before that, let's go over the head. This head is a custom head I did myself. Originally, the bandana was red. And if you look really close in there, you can probably see a little bit of the leftover red. But yeah, I really like the red. It didn't match with the armor, so I just I painted that the gray yesterday. So it's been dried for about 24 hours. No big deal. Let's put this motherfucker over here. So here we have the Frank Castle Punisher War Machine armor. It took me like maybe an hour and a half to figure out the skull thing. I actually found someone else on Google who did the exact same skull for the chest. And the way that I did, I just wanted it. I didn't want the skull to look like professionally done because it's Frank Castle. He's like a mass, like murderer basically. So I purposely left the skull just a little bit sloppy, and then I also gave it a nice mild dirty wash on the head and on the chest. Let's take this bulky ass motherfucker out of the package. Ooh. There we go, much better. And then I also painted and weathered the head as well. Now I painted the whole entire thing white. I added white to the chin. And I just had 3 little dashes straight down. And it's cool, This is probably one of the least like customized figures that I've ever done before. I literally just painted them and dirty washed, and that was it, and added a head. So yeah, this is it's pretty weak when it comes to custom, but whatever. This just goes to show you that even the most simplest customs or paint just makes the figure pop out and look completely different. But yeah, the weird thing about this figure though that I noticed when I was painting is that it almost feels like whoever created this design purposely embedded a Punisher skull in here. And as you can see here, I actually followed the lines all the way around, and it's a little interesting if I do say so myself. It literally makes me think the person who designed a suit again purposely embedded the Punisher the Punisher skull right there in the chest, which, who knows? Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We'll never know. I guess, what's up to speculation. So with the articulation of the figure, this figure doesn't have that great of articulation. I mean, it has articulation. I mean, it's decent articulation, but it's not the greatest, But let's see. His arms can go back and forth. He's got a swivel, and the lower arm is swivel and upper, so that's decent. Arms can go up and down. It's little plastic. It's rubber. This little rubber thing, I don't really want to mess with it too much. I don't want to accidentally pull the arm up way too much and just have it tear off or something. It's got a swivel in the torso. No ab crunch. Which, it's okay. That's War Machine. Head is on a ball joint. All sorts of crazy stuff. The head doesn't really move that much up and down. As much as you're going to get. That's about it. Which is completely understandable because War Machine is just basically like a walking tank, Hands rotate 360. They're also on a swivel. And if you really wanted to, you can make it look like he's jacking off. Which is the real reason why people buy this figure. Am I right? No. But anyways, yeah. So far the articulation, it's fairly decent. It's definitely not trash, but I don't know. I wish that they gave this figure just a little bit more articulation, So with his legs, it's a little tight, but that far back, which is fine. That far up, which actually really isn't that bad. He can do like a Spartan kick. Let's see. About that far up. You know what? The articulation in the legs really isn't that bad. There we go. Yeah, not that bad at all. The feet. The feet are just basically these like big, giant, bulky fucking Frankenstein shoes or boots. But they're decent. Not bad at all. On the articulation, I'll give it about a 7 out of 10. That with that and the overall of the figure, which really isn't that bad. The only thing I would have liked to see on this figure was the maybe like a mild ab crunch or something like that, But other than that, that and alternate hands, that would have been pretty sweet. But other than that, this figure, it's pretty solid. Not bad at all. Let's do a little 360 around the figure for fun. In the back, everything's pretty heavily detailed, which is nice. So one thing I like about these Marvel Legends is the fact that these figures are just getting more and more detailed. The newer that the ones come out, or whatever. I'm really liking these Marvel Legend figures. I can definitely see why people spend up to $1,000 on these guys. See, with my collection, I think overall with just Marvel Legends, I spent roughly around $300, give or take. And it would have been more, but I buy a good majority of my figures off of eBay because I can get them at a cheap price. Like this War Machine here, I bought them for about $11 on eBay, but it was $8 for shipping, so I paid almost retail for this figure. I don't really know how much it goes for at GameStop or wherever it is that they sell this dude at, but I'm pretty sure it's roughly around the $20-$25 range. But it was definitely worth it. I could have gotten a cheaper one for like $10 or free shipping and handling, but I needed the box, you know. I needed the figure to have that authentic feel. But let's go down with this weapons too. The weapons are kind of a bitch to get out. And I'm also trying not to damage the plastic card thingamajigger. So he has this really cool little blaster thing. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's pretty cool looking. I call it the Predator gun because, you know, the Predator had one of these back in the 80s. Pretty sure that's what inspired the creators of War Machine to have this on the shoulder. But you know, it's on a ball joint, so it rotates back and forth. You can't really go up and down too much. If you try to go up just a little bit too much, it'll just, you know, pop right off. Same thing if you go down. So that's kind of shitty, but, you know, it's whatever. I think what they could have done to prevent that is if they should have, I think what they should have done was they should have added like a little, like maybe a little stick or something just to stick the ball joint up just a little bit more, just to give it better articulation. I can probably fix that, but it's not worth it to me. And the reason why is because I'm not going to have this guy displayed out of the box, so, you know, it's whatever. He also comes with these cool little fucking arm shotgun weapons. I don't know what they're called, but what's really cool about these is that they have the that little holes right here, so you can plug in the explosion effects and whatnot. So that's interesting. These plug in right here underneath the lower arm, like so, which is something I don't really like in particular. They plug in right in here, like that. And it's definitely interesting, but I don't know, with me it's a little irritating. The reason why it's a little irritating to me is because it looks like they're just, you know, sitting there underneath the arm in like storage, you know. It doesn't look like you can actually use them. And the reason why is because it just looks like they were meant to be, you know, held in the hands. And it looks like they had a little handle right here, but there is no trigger. I don't know. That this design kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know, I don't really like it in particular. I think it would have been better if like they added something to where you can actually hold it. But the only thing I figured out was you can kind of hold like this. You just kind of slide it right in. I don't know. In my own personal opinion, it looks a whole lot better this way. You know, just he looks more Punisher-y, I guess. Okay, let's put him in a pose. You know, maybe something like that. No, he actually holds up the poses pretty well. Well, a little bit of a mark there. No big deal. But other than that, that's all they have to say about this figure. The figure is actually, you know, a pretty decent build. I like it. It's definitely not the best in articulation, but overall, and at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's okay. It's fine. I like this figure, and I will be selling it eventually. What I like to do with my figures is I like to hold on to my figures for about a month or so. So that way I can sit there and, you know, stare at it and admire its beauty and customization. And before we go, we need to see Frank Castle without the helmet on. So there we have it, Frank Castle without the Punisher helmet. And I think gray really stands out pretty nice with the figure. You know, just the red bandana wasn't doing it for me. This looks pretty fucking badass, actually. I like it a lot. It's awesome. Wow. Great looking figure. Awesome. But yeah, if you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe. And it's time for me to get up and go to work. And if you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.